First off, the name was created by Angel over here. So I'm Danielito. This is Javier on the computer, and then this is Angel, and the other two members sadly could not make it today. But today we'll be presenting a slideshow about our game Dingledoff Takedown 302, and then we'll show you a little bit of gameplay at the end. As I said, Angel, Javier, and I, had roles in the game. Angel was the main enemy coder and designer, and he also coded other aspects of the game. Javier was the main environment and 3D designer. I was the primary player coder and general management. And then Sophia and Raven were our primary 2D artists. Sophia specializing in pixel art, while Raven had a cartoon art style. Dingledoff Takedown 302, once again, you can find it and download it to play on itch.io under the account NorCat Games. That's a lot, but you do that at your own volition, right? But basically, the premise of our game, it takes place in space, and it's about, in the year 302, taking down an evil moth dictator and his army of brainwashed robot moths. Key features include fast-paced, first-person shooter action, 4 unique weapons, retro shading, fleshed out and smooth player movement, original stylized character designs and sprites, and organically blended 2.5D art style. We balance 3 different art styles throughout the game. The environments are 3D, and then the enemies are a cartoon art style, while a lot of the other sprites fall under pixel art. And then known bugs. Unfortunately, we had merge issues where we were trying to merge our different versions of the game near the end of the project. And so this resulted in a few bugs where some people were unable to use the mouse properly depending on the build of the game. And then also the soundtrack and lighting had major errors. During the development of the game, we faced many issues, but I think that the game ultimately came out as relatively well as it did because I think all of us in the group got along really well, and I think we all learned really important things along the way that we're going to use in the future while coding more games. We plan on coding more in the future, and hopefully I will do more to this game too. As I said, in Dingledoff Takedown 302, there is an army of cyborg brainwashed moths. This is how our game fits into the theme artificial but not intelligent. Thank you. We're now going to show you some of the game. So, like I said, there's a few issues with the game. We had Sophia, who is our main pixel artist, also wrote the story for the game, and she also did all the sound effects and music for the game. Unfortunately, the sound effects and music did not come through in the final product, and Javier also did all the lighting for the game, but unfortunately, that also ended up glitching out on the last day. Right now, though, we have a cutscene to start off the game, where there's dialogue explaining kind of the story that we went over. Sophia also did write this cutscene. So, here's the game. This is an older version of the game because, like I said, there was the issue with the rotating of the camera, and ultimately, I think that's going to be more vital to displaying the game than some of the small UI issues we faced, such as the escape or pause button to pause and the eliminate enemy forces spelled incorrectly, Those were small issues that were fixed later, but more importantly, to show the game, we use this version. So with the 1, 2, and 3, 4 keys, you can switch between different guns that all have different damage values and different ammo. Killing enemies, they all have a chance to drop ammo. And then of course, we used ray casting for the bullets. And all the enemies, of course, also shoot, at the player. And so the issues that we've heard that we added a sensitivity slider in the final version of the game. And then we also, the issue here is that the wind condition is pretty buggy. Javier, do you want to go back to the title screen? Okay, if we go to the different levels, we can see some of them. Can you go to the boss fight? So the boss fight, right, in this version of the game was not coded yet, but we do see some of the boss animations here. We also used a special renderer to create the old kind of PlayStation 2 style graphics. And that gun specifically right there is the Doffer offer. Dingledoff is allergic to peanut butter. And so that gun is a peanut butter laser. We didn't have time to explain that. We had a lot more cutscenes planned and everything. A couple of them made it into the further version, but it's pretty easy to tell you guys about that. I can't really explain rotating the camera to you, so. But ultimately, yeah, in this game, I think that I wish that we would have brought it together a little bit more at the end. Like I said, there was a lot of errors that ended up appearing at the last moment. But I think ultimately, that's our game.